not already seen but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood, only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows, and who knows for how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is the fundamental question. You know, it needs to be what we're saying. How did that one strike you?
I'm so upset.
By
everything that you do to me.
Yeah.
What? So this is like you done this
forever now.
You done this one time. You did it one time.
Every episode.
You make it a thing. And I hate you and I hate you to death. You know what I mean?
The pre-show is going to be me reading some kind of literature like that every single day.
Okay.
Maybe when I have a book coming up, I might read passages from that book. You know, bit of a change.
Right.
Is what I'm thinking.
And here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You want to use this show as a vehicle to promote your book?
Yeah. Well, this isn't the show yet. This is the pre-show.
I'm doing money hands.
Oh, is it?
I'm gonna need. Yeah.
Oh, you want to cut?
Yes.
Right.
I'll do it. I'll do a read. I'll try one now. I'll try one now. Here's a promotion for you. Hold on. I'll do it because I'd spin in. You know me, I'm very theatrical.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Be the theatrics.
Hi, I'm James. I'm David's friend, and he's paid me to tell you about the book that he's been writing. Now, this one, it's about pirates, like the other two were, and it's like a series. I haven't read this third one yet. He didn't actually send me an advance copy, so that's fine. I'll guess what the story's about.
Done yet? It's not done yet.
Right.
I'm in the final stages of.
And here's here's definitively what happens in the third book, the third Maynard Trigg book. Maynard finds out that his dad was actually the Beast the whole time. And then Maynard was the Beast, dude. You ever see that movie where they go through the cupboard and then they end up being the actor guy? It's like that one. But he's the Beast. Yeah. And so he done a kill. He done a few murders and kills.
He done a few kills that we've seen, isn't it?
It turns out that boat from the first one, that was his boat.
That was his boat the whole time.
The whole time. Yeah.
You've brought things together in a very neat kind of way.
Yeah.
What I would say. I'm gonna have to go to a bunch of rewrites because I
thought it was very strange that Maynard just was never in the same room every time the murder monster was about.
Yeah, except for all the times he was.
I pieced it together from the first book. I knew that he was the killer the whole time.
Damn.
Maynard Trigg 3. Maynard Trigg 3. It was Maynard all the time. You should
dad that done it.
You shouldn't have given it away in the title like that, but you know.
Well, the original title was the actual title. Would you like? I can tell you that if you want. That's been locked in with the publishers.
Yeah, sure.
You want to hear
tell
that?
me? Yeah, tell me about that one.
It's a Maynard Vanishing Empire.
Definitely.
Which is a cool kind of vibe.
One more time. What is it?
Maynard.
Perfect. Well,
got a good mouthfeel.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
And so it just sort of, it was there, but it wasn't. It is there sometimes.
Yeah, it's a metaphor.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
You sound a little bit like someone who's been thrown on the spot and is trying very hard not to reveal any
I'm doing my best not to say anything that I'm going to get in trouble for with my agent. Yeah. So instead, James, what I'm going to do is get the show started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to The Advisory, the first and last advice show on the internet, where we answer questions to try and learn a little bit about what it means to be human. All advice here is final and legally binding. James, do we have a legal disclaimer yet?
We don't. Let me just really sort of really quickly just sort of get like.
For sure.
I mean,
sorry. That's your job, was to organize that for the show.
That's my fault, actually. What I meant to fucking web PHP. Whenever you try to save a JPEG on the internet now, I don't know who it is that came in and said JPEGs are dead. It's all web files now. Whoever you are, you've ruined my whole life. That's true. He has. So you keep just really quickly.
So I'll just keep vamping, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have something that I want to. I don't want to bring it up now because it will completely derail us. But like, I have something I want to say. But yeah, I mean, WebPHP is I'll be honest, not a great format for storing things. It's basically like it's like a number framework. It makes it a bit easier to retrieve resources quickly, but you don't need to do it. You don't need to do it. Just use Amazon and store it as a fucking JPEG like the rest of the world, is what I would say.
I've always said that.
You're always bloody saying that.
Yeah. So just
now,
really quickly.
As you kind of
no, I've got it.
Stall for time.
I'm not stalling for time at all. I have the legal disclaimer for you.
Yeah, go on.
And I'm just going to bring it up for you now.
Go ahead. Yeah.
And there it is.
Can we...
And that's sort of everything that you need to know there.
Perfect. I like the big green tick. That makes it feel sort of
certified.
Yeah. Now, James, I need to bring up something before we get started in this episode.
Oh, can we? By the way, we did the intro. We did the intro.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah. Now, I just have to bring this up before we get into the goofs and the gaffs and the advice and the funnies.
Yeah.
You had an experience with avocado this week.
Yeah.
Now, controversially, you had something that I think bears sort of. I think we should discuss it on this podcast because I don't think that we should mislead our audience. So, James, why don't you tell the audience?
Fucking trash piece of shit.
Why don't you tell the audience what happened between you and Guacamole since we last recorded? Because I think the people deserve to know.
Dog. I'll tell you what happened between me and Guacamole. It starts with a betrayal by someone who I thought was a friend and that I could entrust with my secret, very secret, not public knowledge. Look, publicly, I've had very strong anti-Cardo stance. A very strong anti-Cardo stance. Okay?
I would say very strong. I think you've been actively dismissive. I think you've rallied with justice.
Yeah.
Against Big Cardo.
Yeah.
And I think that you're about to underplay kind of your political position prior to this interaction. But go ahead, tell the audience what happened on Thursday night last week, James, and fucking tell them and just own up to what you've done.
Do you know what's even better about this is that we moved to the podcast a day ahead.
Accommodate this.
So we can accommodate this event that I went to.
So you could stab us in the back.
Yeah. So my girlfriend and I went to an event for Where the Crawdads Sing, the movie, the book now.
I read the book. It's so good. Was the film good?
The film was very good, and apparently, because Sam's read the book, and she said that they did like a really good job of adapting it for the cinema film. So that's good. If you've read the book, you won't be disappointed. Okay.
I'm very excited to see it. So that's good news.
So it's not that big of a thing. We went in. There's like on everyone's like seat thing because it's like old class on the tables. Everyone's got a little like champagne thing, and then there just so happened to be like a bowl with like some corn chip rounds in it,
some chippies,
and some guacamole, right?
And what's the key ingredient of guacamole, just for the audience, just sort of before what's kind of the main thing that's in it?
Well, if you've been living under a rock, it's avocado. So
sorry, it's what?
Okay, it's avocado. So
it's avocado.
It's
just in case you missed that.
It could be.
Right.
I'm not convinced that was necessarily the main ingredient in this particular guacamole.
You think it was crack cocaine potentially, given the experience you had?
A lot of garlic, something charred, some char grilled thing.
Maybe some
in there.
charred jalapeno.
Yeah. So again, not that big of a deal. Sat down, saw the big bowl of guck sitting there, and I said, yuck, disgusting, hate this, hate the cardo. And my girlfriend tried it, and she said, wow. She's like, you actually might like that.
Right.
And so she went to aeroplane a chip into my mouth, and I very abruptly struck it away. And I said, never will I turn on my stance for anti-cardo.
You shall not convince me, wench.
Yeah. So then
she said, James, please don't call me wench.
A really sort of like elaborate, fight broke out between us.
Right.
And
but quietly, because you're in a theater in a public space.
Yeah. So and then so in the the rough tough tumble of the altercation, she managed to whip some cardo right into my gob. And I didn't even want. I didn't like because I went no like that as it entered my mouth. And that's how it got in.
It entered your mouth.
Yeah. And then turns out it was absolutely fucking delicious. So look,
that's embarrassing. So,
okay. Look,
it's a really embarrassing thing
legal disclaimer. On this podcast. I think that in this particular case, again, not that big of a deal. We should really be getting into the advice because we really should be helping people.
But the people should know what happened.
Yeah,
because you were going to sweep it under the rug and not talk about it.
Right. Well, so what happened was someone violently assaulted me with avocado right into my gob, and I tasted it and went, "That's actually not that bad." So
now I guess if I called Sam right now, she would corroborate that story, obviously.
Absolutely, she would.
Because that's what occurred, right? Because you haven't sort of tailored the events to suit your narrative at all.
Nah. Even as I first went in, I went yuck like that, and knocked over a flute of champagne and went to
because before you said that you were saying no as it went in, so it's kind of seems like you're a little bit of inconsistency there.
Well, no, there was a lot of I was just trying to get across it. There was sort of a lot of like a violent disagreement with what was taking place.
Right.
So.
Right. Do you have side mirrors on your car?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're still there. Yeah.
Because I can feel you backing out pretty fucking hard right now.
Oh, okay. Well, legal disclaimer, guys. That was a trash joke. So, look.
Oh, should we do some advice then?
We probably should. But
look, podcast falls apart from infighting because you betrayed the very principles we stand for.
Look, I'm still anti-avocado. Everyone knows that. I think we've all been sold the lie of big cardo. People tell, and that's the thing, by the way. It just further proved my point. Avocado on its own, garbage, trash, bullshit, nothing. It had to be mixed with, onion, tomato, some type of char grilled thing. Definitely garlic in the mix.
Probably heroin.
Exactly. Definitely some narcotics in there, I believe, to really swing my vote on it. But
yeah. Well, I guess in that case, I'm not letting this go, just to be very clear. I just think in the interest of comedy and entertainment, we have to move on.
Okay.
We will revisit this. Presumably in some kind of goofy, taste test style challenge later down the road when I invariably start to spend too much money on this podcast. The first question, James, comes from Kitty Wilson on Quora.
Okay.
Kitty asks, what's the fastest way to make $50,000 cash?
The fastest way to do it?
Yeah. Hey, Kitty, what's going on?
Well,
what's up?
Hey,
what's
that's not our place to look. And again, disclaimer before I answer this. The easiest way to make $50,000 is to, I don't know if you've ever seen these videos,
fastest, not easiest, fastest.
Oh, the fastest way. Well, mine just so happens to be the easiest and the fastest. So what you do is
rise and grind.
Yeah. You take $20,000 to like a business or a bank. And then you say, oh, so weird. Can I actually get can I exchange these hundreds for 50s? And then you sort of pocket. You've never seen this? You've never seen how some people, like, they'll take a note, give it to someone to confuse how much change needs to be given back to them, and then they'll like make a tenner off the. And so mine is sort of taking that very simple concept
and scaling it up
and scaling it right up. So
right.
And when I said it's the easiest and the fastest, I'm already lost with how you would do it properly, if I'm honest.
This is the kind of advice where we can give you the direction, but you need to work out the execution.
Yeah. Or you know, do drop shipping, but don't actually do drop shipping, and then
teach other people how to do drop shipping, but never actually do it yourself, and then continue the endless sales funnel that
you needing to do or be able to do drop shipping is superfluous. That's not what
secondary
is.
to convincing other people they could be drop shipping.
Yes.
And you sell your courses to those people who will then make their own courses and sell it to others, because drop shipping doesn't make any money, but teaching people how to drop ship does make money.
And you're gonna wanna do all of your ads where you're sort of like telling people, you know, how much money you make on drop shipping. Maybe sort of like in a fancy hotel, you know, maybe green screen in.
Actually, like, I can do that. Hang on.
Okay.
You keep going. I can do that.
Cool. So, you know, drop shipping is good. Okay, he's just sort of. Okay. You really just quickly.
You want to know how I make? Yeah.
Really quickly, you did leave me hanging just there, and for a minute, my only go-to was to begin to explain what drop shipping was. Hold on. You before you sort of give us your pitch here, let's sort of get
find a Google definition of drop shipping.
No, what I want to do here is, and please don't web PH. It's done me again. I am in hell. All of them. Oh my god, dude. And does anyone do JPEG anymore? Thank you.
Mate, listen. In the olden days, where the JPEG. Yeah, can I get a hotel background or something? Was that what we're doing?
Yes, we are gonna get you. We're gonna put you in a where you deserve to be, obviously. In a good way. It's not. That sounded bad, but
it felt like a way that you said it. Like, okay.
Sort of.
Okay.
You're in a private jet.
We don't have like a light jingle that we can play, do we? We don't have that technology yet.
No. And also, I'm gonna let you in on a secret. I'm terrified of DMCA claims. Okay. It's my own personal nightmare hellscape.
It's your big fear.
Yeah.
Huh?
Some people are agoraphobics, you know, arachnophobics. DMCA claimophobic. Yeah.
Claimophobic.
Yeah.
Well, James, let me tell you, you don't need to be, because you can be your own boss working from home for 3 hours a week, and you can make more money than a normal person does at a salary job in a month. And let me tell you how. All you need to do is use my proven formula, which I call the Chaplinsky method, which I have deployed across 3 to 4 months to make millions of dollars, $30K a month for myself, working from home, being my own boss. You can too. All you need to do is sign up for approximately $70 a lesson. And there's 200 lessons in my course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just really quickly.
What's up?
It is actually, and let's just sort of get me out of here for a second. But if you just sort of drink this in really quickly.
You like that I put the collar of my sweater over the jacket?
I'll try and put you in the seat.
Wait a minute. Can I do this? Anything? Wait, I can lean back a bit.
What I find viscerally upsetting about what I'm looking at is how much.
Look at this.
This is actually what they look like.
Yes. People don't tell you this a lot, but Instagram fame is actually valuable. And a lot of people will pretend that like social clout or like influencing is like chasing numbers and like trying to be whatever, but you can actually convert that into real hard-earned cash. You can construct your own sales funnel to drop ship the merchandise you need to, and you don't even have to. It's that easy. You can do it from home and be your own boss. And I've done it. You can tell because I look like this.
Look at this jet behind us. What, you think I haven't done it before?
I'm in a private jet. I'm wearing a jacket. I'm wearing a suit jacket and I have the collar up. You think that I would do that if I weren't rich and fancy?
I'm gonna be honest, this is actually deeply upsetting how much you currently look exactly like one of these people.
All it takes for me to go from like kind of like, you know, hipster stepdad vibe to douchey entrepreneur is a sports.
Apparently.
Like because I'm writing that line all the time. I'm always I'm on the fulcrum, you know, of those two things. I'm kind of I'm square in the perennium of those two things. I'm in the taint at all times.
This is deeply upsetting to look at you like this. This is. It's.
Hang on, what if I do these ones? Just
okay.
Comfy.
That's
this private jet's comfy.
All right, I've snapped you back to reality. That was heinous. That was heinous. Everything about that was
what
upset.
happened,
dude?
What happened? What happened? Oh.
Have you done that before?
Done what?
Just everything that you just done. Tried to sell ebooks and e-courses.
No, I haven't.
Okay, because
I haven't.
It felt like you've been there before.
Natural?
Yeah, it did. It did.
I'm a straight millennial who's white and in their late 20s, so definitely it would have felt natural for you to hear that.
You know what? I'm gonna be because, like, let's face it, we stumbled into that one. But man, I wish we would have stumbled into that later because that's really upset me.
I wish that was during the outro of the show so that I could kind of level out.
Yeah.
I mean, I have plenty more that I'm looking at here that I could kind of bring into the equation that would be upsetting to you, but I won't do that in the interest of your feelings.
Thank you very much.
I don't want to blow my comedic load on some other fun things that are in the cupboard I'm looking at. Is the thing.
And these are, and just to clarify, because you've made it sound like you have a closet filled with props that you've gone out and bought. These are just things that you own.
Just that I own. Yeah. Okay. I didn't. Yeah. This is just my life.
Right.
I'm a clown. Yeah. I'm a clown man.
It did feel a lot like we did 2 streams and you immediately jumped into like sketch comedy YouTube maker and just went out and you're like, I now own 9 wigs, 6 different jackets.
No, my life is just a comedy is the issue. Okay. No one takes me serious. I just lent into it. I think, James, the fastest way to make $50,000 cash. What would I do? It's one of those challenging questions where I don't know how you do that because I have no money. I had I had a bit of money and I was like, oh, cool. I can finally buy a bookshelf to go behind my desk in my office here.
Yeah.
And then the council were like, hey, you need to pay your quarterly rates. And I was like, cool, not this month. And then I was like, that's fine. But I need to buy a bookshelf.
Right.
No, the council rates are not for the bookshelf.
No. I mean, so you had this grand vision of bookshelf. And then government man showed up and said money, and now
said money.
Yeah, and now the bookshelf dream is now it's dead or
dream dead.
Okay.
Dream postponed.
Dream postponed. Okay, that's very
dream later.
Yeah. Okay.
Very pragmatic of me.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But so I'm just kind of like, so if Kitty, if you work it out, you have to tell us. I think. Like if you work out how to make $50,000 cash the fastest way, I think you owe it to us to tell us. Otherwise, I think probably dropship scam work is your best kind of field the options that we have.
Like if I'm gonna be honest, if we'd have figured out a quick and easy way to make $50,000, I feel like we would have done it by now. You know what I mean?
See, this is because I feel like we'd be quite good at. I feel operationally, I think we'd be quite good at illegal activity.
Okay.
Because this doesn't qualify whether it's legal or not.
Yeah. And realistically, like how fast is fast? You know what I mean?
How far? Yeah. What's that mean? Well, yeah. In comparison to what?
Yeah, because I have very and look, see, I don't know what the legalities of. Look, it's all bad. It's all bad at the end of the day. But I really feel like home delivering drugs, it's sort of like the Uber Eats of
the Uber Eats of drugs,
of narcotics is really so. And again, I'm not really
the growth market.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure of what like Twitch's policies are on discussing sort of like
they don't love it.
Potential illegal
They're
activities.
not huge fans, so that's what I would say. Yeah,
but just the fact that no one's doing it, and it could also be selling. You know, it's like and here's your drugs, and also, and then you sort of unzip the backpack and you have in there, sort of concession stand at the cinema style. Would you like a bag of Maltesers? So I don't know why,
but I also thought Maltesers first. I don't know why, but when you said concession stand, my brain went to Maltesers. They've done their branding well. When I think of the cinema, I think of Maltesers.
Exactly. So,
damn, get some drugs and get some snacks
delivered right to your door.
Right to your door, right to your front door. Deliveroo, but it's drugs and snacks.
If you just really quickly, if you sort of had to, come up with off the top of your head the name for a drug delivery app service, it would be called.
It would be called Drugs to You. Nope, has to go on an app store. It would be called. Hi. I'm not good with drug talk. Hi to you. Nope. Feel good. Don't leave the house. And then there would be a finger gun emoji on the app name. I had to sort of pitch off the top of my head like that.
Yeah,
did any of those strike your fancy? Or I thought Drugs to You was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not going to be investing this time around.
Right. That's okay. We've got. Yeah, that's fine.
Because I feel like the branding is going to be pretty important in order to establish yourself pretty early on in the market. So you really want to go with like a Kleenex type situation. You know how like when people don't, particularly in America, they don't say, "Hey, hand me a tissue." They say, "Hand me a Kleenex," but Kleenex is a brand.
And you want it to be that kind of synonymous.
Exactly. Yeah. So
what about just thinking about modern brands? What about Drugly? But it's drug.ly.
Yeah, unfortunately, that might actually. Dog, we have one time we never released like this podcast we made forever ago, but we said Dinnerly, and Dinnerly is a real thing now, and we were joking.
I hate. Oh my god, it is.
Yeah.
Hey, the end of capitalism's bad. It turns out. Like where it goes is bad in the end. It turns out. That's fun.
Is there anything with like puff? You know.
Ooh.
There's
blow. And then that could have a different connotation.
Yeah, that's sort of.
Yeah.
They go, "What am I getting delivered to my door?" And it's like, "No, dude, it's just drugs. It's just drugs. It's just drugs."
What a puff or breeze or like cloud? You know. Puff. Puffly.
And this is. Yeah, this is probably why it hasn't. I think like a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people have had this idea, but they've gotten to this. Every single one of them has gotten to this stage, the naming process. They couldn't agree on something great, and they just went, "Let's just not bother. Let's just not bother with the whole thing."
Sense. Yeah, makes sense. It's hard. It's hard to do. Look, I think if you can't sell drugs, I think defraud people through online sales funnels to teenagers that don't know any better, spending their parents' money. Is
Yeah.
my advice. Yeah.
Best way to make $50,000 is sign up to whatever e-course Jordan Belfort is selling,
He
and
must
learn
be selling one of them.
and learn all of his tips and tricks, because
Yeah.
somehow people are still booking him to actually go in and give sales advice to businesses. Hey, I made money by scamming. It's insane.
He isn't good at business. He cheated everybody.
He's good at lying and crime, and those really go hand in hand. God,
Yeah.
let's spin out of this, because we're gonna, me and you are gonna, we're gonna spiral on that one.
Yeah, we simply can't. James, I have a question for you, if that's all right. If that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Just this once.
Okay. This one comes from Anon, who asks, "What do you say if an interviewer asks if an interviewer says you have 10 minutes to impress me? What are you going to do? You have 10 minutes to impress me."
What the fuck? The fuck?
Yeah. You're out there in the wild, and you're at a job interview, all right? And then you talk about your strengths and weaknesses. 10 minutes to impress me. Go. What do you do? What's your maneuver? What's your go-to?
Sorry, what I would be absolutely bamboozled by the question. Hey,
bizarre.
You've got 10 minutes. Impress me pants off. What the fuck are you talking about? I have 10 minutes to impress you?
It sounds like a mob boss thing to say. Like, you got 10 minutes to impress me, or I'm feeding you to the fishes. Yeah, is that kind of vibe?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't impress me in the next 10 minutes, you're not going to get this job. I'm going to break your kneecaps.
Because just briefly, you said you'd be explaining your strengths and weaknesses. In an interview, when someone says, what's your biggest weakness? What do you actually say to that?
Can I do a goof and then a real one?
Sure.
Kryptonite. Because this boy, Superman.
Yeah. Right there. I'll tell you how it sat with me joke-wise. I wish that I had a soundboard that had a flush sound. Just a full-blown toilet flush on that one.
We can talk production outside of this recording, and we can work on some soundboards.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
What's my weakness? I tend to, when I think I've worked out the right answer, I tend to bulldoze people intellectually into getting there. And it often means people don't buy in necessarily to solutions as much as they should, because I try and just like get to the end because I'm fed up and think I've worked out what it should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And they go, that is exactly the type of Bateman-esque energy we need at this.
That's the kind of Patrick Bateman vibes we've been looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then you usually say something like, I've been working on that a little bit. But obviously, in high pressure situations, sometimes your natural tendency to take over, and we still get to where we're going, but maybe we don't have the buy-in that we would necessarily want if we could choose.
Yeah.
And so I recognize that's something I need to continue to work on. And I don't kill homeless people. I know you might have got that vibe from what I said, but I don't do that. So
yeah.
And then they say, well, that's a thing that only someone who probably kills homeless people would say. And I say, well, that's kind of reverse psychology, and that's sort of like entrapment. And if I say I don't do it, that's actually.
Yeah, that's a dead giveaway when you have to explain to them. Like,
right.
You're like, you have to and guys, just really quickly, and also like, I've never done a full kill.
Oh, I would never fully do that, and it's crazy you would think that. I don't think that you think that. I'm just letting you know that if you did think that, I haven't done that. So
yeah, like, personally, I'm actually pretty offended that you did think that about me, because I would never actually fully do a kill on someone. So,
and I actually don't think I want this job anymore if you guys are going to be that judgy and kind of. Actually, that's really presumptuous of you, and I think that mental health has a lot of stigma, and the way that you guys have approached this conversation is actually pretty offensive to me.
That's good. You flip it back on them. I like that. And they go,
and that's how I never get any jobs.
You've impressed me. And you've done it in.
We like your moxie.
You still have 6 minutes left, and you've already impressed me.
Oh shit!
You've got the job.
What do I do for 6 minutes? Oh no! In my head, they were like, "Well, keep going. We said you had 10 minutes."
This sounds like one of those like fucking like questions that if you go for like a job interview at Google, they would ask you. You know what I mean? What's the if you had to measure the circumference of the planet, how would you do it? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's like a what if style question. Like, do you know like what you probably don't, but there's a the guy that does XKCD, which is a very famous webcomic. He has books called What If, and they're sort of like these deep dives into people's ridiculous questions where they're like, what if you did build a fireman pole all the way to the moon? And then he explores the real world ramifications. Or he's like, what if you had like, what if there was a planet made of gophers? And he sort of does the maths in the it feels very much like a question that sort of would be fitting into that sphere of insane people online bananas bullshit. I've literally I don't know about you, but I've never been to a job interview where they've been like, impress me. Like, that's so fucking bizarre.
No, that's what I mean. I don't even know if I fully understand what they mean by that.
Yeah.
You have 10 minutes, impress me.
I don't know what I would do.
By doing what? So, because my mind immediately goes to like, can't juggle. Not going to impress you there. Got no...
Can't juggle.
Unfortunately, I've spent no time learning sleight of hand magic or any card tricks.
Got no magic tricks, no card tricks.
Got nothing there for you.
Can't do a backflip. Can't do a backflip.
Could probably do like a dance for you. Got some pretty sweet dance moves.
You cutting some shapes on the floor?
Oh yeah, I've been known to cut a rug or two. You know, sweet DMs over here.
Oh, damn.
I would yeah, there you go. You got there in the end.
Yeah, what up?
Do you know what you have to do? I'm sorry, but you have to, if this question ever comes up, you have to strong arm them. Just,
you reckon?
They say to you, look, love everything we've seen so far. This is great stuff. Really liking it. Great energy. I think you'd really fit in with the team. You know, you'd really get along with everyone here. That's great as well. It's really important to us. But you've got 10 minutes and I'm going to need you to impress me. And the only response to that would just have to be no.
I thought you were going to go a different direction. I thought you were going to say,
throw the water they gave you in his face.
You impress me.
And leave. His or her face, just write and go, no. Really make it your own.
The question is, what will you say if an interviewer says you have 10 minutes to impress me? And the answer is, fuck off, I think.
What if...
Really burn the bridge while you're at it.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to ask you this one. All right?
Yeah.
All right.
Go on. Oh, he's getting businessy. Did I get my blazer back on?
No. Please, for the love of God, don't.
Please never put that on.
I'm sitting there with this interviewer, Greg in this instance, and Greg says to me, you know, again, love the resume. You know, you really answered our questions great. Those dance moves that I saw you doing on the way in, also probably easily the best I've seen.
Strange that you did them in the lobby, but I mean, it was a cool. Yeah, it was a weird way to pass the time while you waited. You could have just been on your phone. Yeah, we liked them.
It's their fault actually, because they started playing that baby song, and I just started to feel it. Yeah. And I'm not going to sing the rest because you know how I feel about DMCA claims. Now,
and that was so pitch perfect that we definitely would have got pinged by the machines.
Yeah, right there. They've already.
It was
the emails in the inbox. Yeah, they've already.
We got it.
They got us.
We got the flag already.
Greg says to me again, you know, love everything you're doing. Best dance moves I've ever seen. Yeah, You've got 10 minutes. Impress me. I look him dead in the eye, and I just really slowly start to undress until he, and look,
this could backfire in a big way.
It could, because I'm gonna go until he says, "Whoa, please stop." And unfortunately for me, that could be all the way.
May not. Yeah, he may not say please stop.
Yeah,
is the thing that you've kind of miscalculated there, I think.
That's look, high risk, high reward on that one, but that's probably where I'd go with it.
Jordan Belfort would be proud.
Yeah.
James, I think it's time that we get into our feature question.
It definitely is. It definitely is, David. But in the spirit of you really throwing me under the bus at the beginning of this podcast, I'm gonna ask you.
That's not what happened.
I'm gonna ask you to answer the question that Anon took the time to write on the internet. You've got 10 minutes in this interview. Impress me. What do you do?
It says, what do you say? Well, what do I do?
What do you say?
Wait, it says, what will you say if an interviewer says you have 10 minutes to impress me? It's not like, what do you do? It's like, what do you reply to that? But okay. Okay. But do we have a timer? Is it worth spending 10 minutes of the podcast of me actually doing this? I don't know if the bit's going to pay off because I haven't worked out what I'm going to do yet. I'm definitely stalling for time right now while I try and think of what I'm going to do.
You've got 2 minutes. Impress me.
So, okay. Get a timer ready, and then I'm going to do it at the...
How would I even...
No, it's fine. I'm just going to use the episode clock. I'm going to do it at 30. I'm going to do it at 30 seconds past. So it'll be 41:30, and then we'll finish it at 43:30. It's you. I'm just looking at the Twitch stream.
Dude, where am I? Where am I on the internet that I can't just... I swear I've just gone to Google and typed in like timer before, and it gives me...
I'm going to have to stop you right there because this is the commencement of my minutes. The way that I'm going to impress you is just sort of by talking at you and trying to make it sound like I've done a lot of impressive things in my life. By the time I was 23, I was the youngest HR business partner in Queensland. I, to at least my knowledge, am the only published author who also, has done quite a lot of quite bad Let's Plays in their life. And that was a really learning experience. I ran a podcast about arts and media crit for 7 years. Okay, he's walking away. That's fine. I'm very strong and can lift big things. I'm sort of fun at parties. People are always saying, "Oh, you should come to more parties," but then I'm quite conservative and I go because I'm sort of a responsible employee. He's texting. That's fine. Look, I can pretty much talk to anyone. I don't really sort of get intimidated by authority, sort of generally speaking. I find it quite easy to engage and interlock with a lot of people. One of the greatest skills in my life is the ability to, I guess, like have a conversation with almost anyone. I try to be really empathetic and caring, and I think that's a real value that kind of shows through my work and my interactions at work.
And that's good.
That's probably a real value for me.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Hey,
no, my pleasure.
A lot of valuable stuff in that. And
I've
got you've had your
what's
minutes. That's cool.
Okay. No, just because you're on your phone for a bit there, I wasn't sure if something urgent came up or what all sort of happened.
Work stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So we've actually got just a few other candidates coming in this afternoon.
Oh, you're interviewing other people?
Yeah, interviewing other people. So,
well, I guess the way the recruiter made it sound is that I was sort of the main.
Definitely, and definitely of the one person that we've interviewed so far, you're definitely the front runner. So, again, thank you so much for your time.
Okay. No, my pleasure.
We should know by tomorrow afternoon, if that's sort of
okay. Well, look,
we'll contact you either way, whether you
no rush.
Get it,
that's
don't
fine.
get it.
I'm pretty flexible, so you just take your time, and that's fine. Look, it was a real pleasure to come in and meet you. Obviously, I appreciate you taking the time. So that's really great.
And you know how to get out, obviously. Same way you came in. So
well, actually, I don't. It was a bit confusing coming out of the lifts.
You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. That's also part of it.
Oh, I was just hoping you could maybe.
No, that's also part of the interview. So
yeah, bye. I like the idea of gaslighting somebody you've interviewed by being like, "You'll figure out how to leave."
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, that was
Margaret,
you're gonna have to go back and listen to.
Take him off. Take him off the list.
What are you doing? I'm still in the building. I haven't gotten the lifts yet.
Oh, hi,
I can
David.
hear you.
Yeah, perfect.
Hey, hi. I can hear. What were you saying?
What's that?
What were you
What's that?
saying?
Oh, sorry. I
Because
was
I could
just
hear you.
talking
I
to.
could kind of echo through the
Yeah,
hallway.
yeah. I was just talking to Margaret, actually.
I thought you were talking to me.
No.
Oh, okay.
Interesting that you
Well,
haven't been able to find your way out yet. But again, thank you for coming in. Margaret, that's the one. Yeah. Take that off. Take that off the list. Jesus Christ, that cunt. Oh.
You broke. You gave me the hiccup.
Yeah, so good stuff.
Oh,
And that's how you answer that question, I guess. So
yeah,
that's good.
I've still got the hiccups. Okay, hang on. We're gonna do this, James. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna take a deep breath and drink a bunch of water.
Okay. Well, while David's doing that, I'll sort of just I'll come clean about some of this avocado stuff. You know, look, I feel like I might have to get in contact with the cinema to ask them what they would do. You know what? Quite frankly, I never go to an event cinema because it's like ludicrously expensive. I always go to like I always go to Denny for some reason. But yeah, this one was at an event cinema. Oh my God, was it good?
Was it gold class? Did you say?
Yeah, it's gold class.
Dude, yeah, they do a good gold class over there. But it's like $60 for one film. Like, what are we doing?
I know, but the food is like so much better than any other gold class. Like, I see why they charge the money they do, but fuck.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Still. James, I've recovered from that bit. It physically did me some harm. So let's get into it, if you will.
Hey, David.
Yeah.
Glad to have you back, mate. Glad to have you back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The title of this post is Boyfriend Keeps Buying Me Pink Toothbrushes.
Hey.
My boyfriend, 24 male, and I, 20 female, have been living together for a little over a year now. About a month into living together, he asks me if I needed anything from the store. I did. A new toothbrush. He says he'll buy me one and comes home with a new pink toothbrush. I don't think anything of it. I use it, a handful of times. I don't think anything. I use it and decide it time. Oh, I don't think anything of it. I use it and then decide it's time for a new one when I drop it into the toilet accidentally. I go out myself and buy a normal green toothbrush. A week after I buy it, it's gone, a pink toothbrush in its place. I asked my BF where my toothbrush went.
That's insane.
I asked my BF, which it gets worse. Which is my toothbrush? He says it's the pink one. I ask where my green one has gone. He says that one was old and needed replacing. I tell him it was literally brand new and my favorite color.
Literally just bought it, dude.
Just bought it.
Where is my brand new toothbrush?
It's been a week. It's been a week. He says he must have gotten confused. I thank him, but tell him I don't like pink. I don't own anything pink, so he could pick a different color next time. Maybe green.
Yeah.
He says it's just a toothbrush, and it is, so I let it go. 2 months after, electric toothbrushes are on sale. I buy a green one for me and a blue one for him.
Yep.
He saw them. He thanked me. They looked nothing like our old toothbrushes. This one lasts a month, and then it's gone. Pink toothbrush in its place, but his is still there. At this point, I'm like, where the fuck did it go? And first he acts like nothing is wrong, like it's been the toothbrush I'd been using the whole time. I say no. I got us the new toothbrushes, remember?
You did not just toothbrush gaslight me, dude.
And she's like, yo, yours was blue, mine
how
was
do
green.
you say to that? How do you say that to someone with a straight face? Dude, this is not, dog. This is not my green electric toothbrush.
That I purchased.
You have replaced it with a static pink toothbrush. This is not my toothbrush. And he looks you in the eyes and goes, dude, that's been your toothbrush the whole time. What?
You use it twice a day. You use like, this isn't like a once every 2 month type utility. Using it twice a day.
That's insane. That's insane.
So he goes with this line. And then he suddenly does remember and says he accidentally dropped it and before he could grab it, the dog got to it, so he had to throw it away.
Shut the fuck up. Oh, whoopsie dub. Ruffles, no. And the dog just like jumps and grabs it. Dude, shut the fuck up forever. What are you saying to me?
So she asks the correct question, which is, I ask why he grabbed it in the first place. He says he got them confused.
Are you colorblind?
One is blue and one is green. What
he must be colorblind. He'd have to be.
I don't know how to explain this.
And
or he's a monster.
And he's kept it secret this whole time. And now it's starting to like,
it's
reveal
eating away
itself.
the relationship. I ask why a pink toothbrush when he knows I don't like pink. He rolls his eyes and says it's just a color. I bring up how I asked him not to buy me a pink toothbrush before, but he blows me off and says we're not fighting over a toothbrush.
Yeah, we are, dude. Yes, we are.
Oh, we 1000% are.
What the fuck are you up to?
Happening?
What is happening? Are you drugging me through these toothbrushes? Like, what in, like, did you just take out a life insurance policy and he's slowly, like, poisoning you with these pink toothbrushes that he's getting?
I can't stop thinking about it, though. I know it's silly, but I can't figure out why he's doing it. Any advice is appreciated, whether it's to placate me or call me crazy. TLDR, my BF keeps replacing toothbrushes with pink ones. You're not crazy. This is the most buck wild shit I've heard in a long time.
He has the audacity to be replacing these toothbrushes constantly. She's like, dog, why are you replacing my toothbrush? And he has the gall to roll his eyes and goes, ugh, it's just a color. Stop touching my fucking toothbrush. What are you doing?
He went with the dog ate my homework excuse as well. Like, oh, the dog got it. Yeah, okay, sure. You know, dogs famously all about toothbrushes, dude.
Also, like, she said, why did you touch my toothbrush? Like, why'd you pick it up? And he's like, oh, the dog got it. Like,
nice. I got confused. Which toothbrush is mine?
And then he made out like, so he got confused which one was his. He picked up one and went, oh, I don't know if this one, and went to drop it. And the dog jumps in and snatches it. What the fuck are you talking about?
Like, what is he doing? Like she's like, why is he doing it? And I genuinely have no fucking clue. Like, unless he's trying, I don't. I mean, obviously he's gaslighting her. I get that, but like, why?
But why? What?
But what? Like, is this one of those things where like you gaslight someone about something that doesn't matter to prepare them for something that does matter? Like he's actually cheating on you at the same time, and he's trying to lay the foundation for like, you know, the pink toothbrush thing. You're fucking crazy.
Or he's doing something else that he doesn't want her to find out about, and he's trying to distract her with the toothbrush problem.
The toothbrush dilemma.
So she thinks like, you know, she
doesn't notice that he's eating dog food for 3 dinners a week.
She's not noticing shit. All she sees like she's like, why the fuck is this guy like replacing my goddamn tooth? And like he just has to grow up
all I would think
in their garage. You know what I mean? Like, but she's so consumed with like, why the fuck does this guy keep replacing my toothbrush? And why does he keep replacing it with a pink one?
That would work on me. If someone was trying to distract me from like something they were hiding, if you did this to me, I would not notice anything else. All I would think of.
Just gonna write that down.
Oh no, I don't think you should keep taking notes.
Future, I'm gonna add this to my David notes. David notes.
You have a folder for that.
Yeah, I absolutely do, mate. Hopefully one day we'll get to delve deep into the different days of playlists that you have, which is a whole can of worms that I'm not even going to begin to uncover for the viewer / listener, because I mean, you could do like, you know when there's like YouTube beef or whatever, and someone does like a feature length breakdown on it, and it's like a 1.5 hour, 2 hour fucking video about this thing. That's the level of detail you can get into when it comes to David and his playlist. So we won't get into it.
We might have to do like I tell you what, we might set that as like a goal at some point. You know, if we get a certain number of subscribers or something, we'll do a deep dive, you know.
David notes, distract him with, let's just say gaslighting. Distract him with gaslighting
broad
slash,
broad.
like innocuous sort of like thing,
I think innocuous gaslight. Like, so for example, like I'm very particular.
General
Okay,
dupe,
you know this about me. Yeah, like the pans go in the same place every time. The remote goes in the same place when I go to bed. Like, I'm very particular about everything. If you started moving that stuff while I wasn't looking, and then tried to convince me that I would I think that would legitimately start to break me over time.
Oh, it's convince you what you fully like freeze framed in place and just dropped like 5 words. If I moved stuff around and did what?
Sorry. If so, the scenario is this. So let's say, because when I go to bed, I put the TV remote on the same place on the TV cabinet every night.
Yes.
I've been using the TV. If you moved it to the shelf below once every 3 days, and you were like, I didn't move it, you obviously put it there. I think like if you did that for long enough randomly, I would break.
Right. Okay.
I'd be like, but I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember doing that.
So I'm just gonna put here, fake dupe to distract from the real dupe. Is sort of like the general strategy when it comes to
you want to have a ruse that is so innocuous and compelling that you can get away with a bigger ruse.
Exactly.
It's like in a heist film where you do like a distraction to let the heist happen.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just like that, but for my sanity.
I mean, so it says here that according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, you should replace a manual toothbrush every 3 to 4 months. So even in the case of, hey, I'm just looking out for your general overall oral hygiene and health, he couldn't even swindle it that way, because there was an instance where he replaced it after a week, then he replaced it after like a month or 2, and then he replaced it again in like a week or 2.
This is also like, I mean, toothbrushes aren't that expensive, but this is like a weird expensive exercise. The other thing, right? Like, you're going to the store and buying a lot of toothbrushes.
Dude, how did he think that he was going to sell her on the fact that he replaced her brand new electronic toothbrush with a now no longer electronic toothbrush?
She doesn't say that. She doesn't say the new one isn't electronic. I think the new one is electronic. I think he's gone and bought an electronic pink version.
That's wild.
That's how I read this. And that I don't, because like, okay, normally when I'm going through Reddit and trying to find these feature posts, normally it's pretty obvious what the other person is doing. Like, you read a post and you're like, oh, he's obviously cheating on you, and that's like clearly what's going on here.
Yeah.
I cannot fathom what the end goal here is.
Yeah. A lot of the time the question is put up because they're too close to the problem to see.
Yes, to see what's all going on.
Yeah, what's actually happening.
In this case, if this was happening to me, I would legitimately have to go to the internet and be like, what the fuck is going on?
I might have to ask every person I run into.
That every person on the street, every colleague I know, every friend, I'd be like, what the fuck is happening?
Dude, I'd be in line at Chemist Warehouse just like, hey, real quick. Yeah, so yeah, we don't know each other or anything. Hey, real quick.
Yeah, what's up?
Got this question for you.
I'm just buying some cold and flu, but go on.
Yeah, I didn't give a shit what you're buying. So got a question for you. My boyfriend has been replacing my toothbrush sort of just every now and then with a different colored toothbrush.
Your toothbrush.
Yeah, and sort of
and so it's why is he?
I'm being gaslit over it. I'm being fully gaslit over a toothbrush.
Right.
Yeah.
And so why are you asking me about?
Because I'm just sort of asking everyone. I'm just asking every ham and egger I run into.
Yeah, because you would have to.
Because why the fuck? Because you don't know, like, and I'm still talking to this person.
Yeah.
Because I'm breaking down in the fucking middle of the aisles and
fucking bawling.
Yeah, I'm like,
and he's like, I'm just trying to get some pseudoephedrine.
Yeah,
so I can
dude,
cook
that's
meth,
cool and everything. But what the fuck is he doing with my toothbrush though? Like,
there are two options as far as I see it. Either he's using the toothbrushes for something, the ones that he's pretending to throw out.
Are you now, or are you the guy from Chemist Warehouse?
Oh, I'm still the guy in the thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he's either using them for something nefarious, I don't know what. He's taking those green toothbrushes and doing something with them. Or there's something about the pink toothbrush is important to him, and I don't know what. And it's very confusing to me because I'm a 60-year-old conservative voter. And frankly, I think that if a man does something, you should just let him do it.
I had a feeling when I came up to you, you'd be no fucking help, cunt. I had a I felt it in my bones.
Did you call me a cunt?
I absolutely did.
I've served this country in the armed forces, young lady.
Well, first of all, thank you for your service. Second of all, you were no help here. At all.
I was no help. I'm just in this chemist trying to buy cold and flu for my sick wife, and you've come up to me and you've just started talking to me about your personal issues. It's actually very inappropriate. And when I grew up, this would be considered deeply inappropriate and probably a little bit offensive. Sorry, what are you doing?
I pretended to fall asleep right in front of your fucking face.
Oh, right.
You have bored me to death.
Right. You're pretending to. That's really mature of you. The youth these days, they don't appreciate.
Just gonna push you out. Your thing's going off anyway. I think your prescription's ready. Hey. Yeah, quick question for you. Can you get the fuck out of the way? Yeah, you back there. My boyfriend has been replacing my. So I like green toothbrushes, is what I like. And
why are you yelling at me? I'm not that far away.
I'm talking past this guy, so he'll get the hint.
Ma'am, could you speak up a bit?
This fucking old guy won't get out of the way. So that's why I'm yelling.
He looks like an old fucker, yeah.
He really is. Hey, I'll tell you what, he was no fucking help. Absolutely none. Useless cunt. Anyway, got this boyfriend and he's taken my toothbrushes.
Yeah, right.
What's that about? Fuck if I know, mate. Fuck if I know.
Dump his ass.
Oh. That's useful, actually. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Yeah, did you see that, mate?
You're welcome.
See how handy that was?
What? Her?
Oh, I'm just getting cold and flu tablets.
She just fucking yelled over me. I'm waiting for my fucking prescription. You keep talking to me. Could you just leave me the fuck alone? Man, is he bothering you?
He is. He is actually.
He is?
Get security.
Sir, could you just take a step to the left, please, and allow this young lady to come through? Take a step to the fucking left. I've been waiting for 25 minutes.
Oh, you're in now. Okay. Shit.
I'm particularly susceptible to COVID, and I've been waiting for 25 minutes, and I'm waiting for my service. Sir, just take a step aside, please. I'm going to serve this young lady, and then I'll get to you.
You should probably do it, mate.
She fucking serious? She's going to serve you before me.
And again, because I'm not this person, this is this person from the story. I would never do this, okay? Me, James, I would never do this, but this is a different character person.
We're still in the scene.
Exactly.
Still in the scene.
She goes up to that old man and she goes right in his face. She coughs.
Young lady.
Yeah, in the height of COVID.
Outraged.
Yeah.
And then he storms off and she goes, good, and don't come back. Well, the service attendant. And then, sir, I still have your prescription. And then he's gone. And that's a bit of theater of the mind.
Scene.
Yeah. Now, I hope that that answer the...
I hope it does, because we really lost the thread of that very quickly.
Really just... Yeah. It got to the... I was doing two characters talking to each other. It really...
My character got much more sort of antagonistic and violent.
Aggressive. Yeah. I've noticed that happens with your characters that are talking to me. And I think that's probably more about you.
That's not me, though. It's the character. That's the character you've given me. Yeah.
That's not what happened. No, well, hang on. You chose to be that character. That's
you chose the question, mate. You chose the question. So it's your character. Right. Quite frankly, at the end of the day, whatever that character does, that's on David. It's David's responsibility. No matter no matter what it is, the blood is on his hands. Sorry,
James,
sorry.
can I ask you why you've been taking my podcast and replacing it with a pink one every week?
No,
What's going on there?
I haven't been doing that.
Oh, I can't ask that.
I haven't been doing that.
Oh, you haven't been doing it?
Nah.
Well, I have a blue podcast, so normally the advisory is blue. You can see the background around us. It's normally blue. And I guess what I've noticed is that over the last few weeks, I put up the blue background and you make it pink. Is, I guess, what I've observed happening. What's going on? Why, I don't like pink.
Nah. That's how I'd
Nah.
I just sort of act really. Look, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna gaslight, and when that stops working, I'm just gonna act really aloof.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
You'll eventually burn
Pink.
yourself out.
Yeah, I would. Within like a matter of minutes. Like pink. Which podcast was that? The Advice. I don't know if I know that.
No, it's not really ringing any
It rings a
bells.
bell, but I did a while ago. There was a different podcast called that. I don't.
Look,
kind of hazy.
At the end of the day, whatever this guy's doing, it's not good.
It's nefarious. It's for sure nefarious. Like something's happening.
There is no non-sinister reason why someone would be doing this, right? Even if it's like mildly sinister, like he's taking, Hey Arnold style bits and pieces of things that you've sort of touched and put your mouth juices on and hair from your brush and stuff, and he's building this secret shrine of you, in the cupboard behind all of your clothes, right? That he prays to. So,
sorry,
what's up?
That was oddly specific and didn't sound super improvised. You're not doing that in real life, are you?
Sorry, you've never seen the Smash TV Nickelodeon hit Hey Arnold?
I have not.
Okay. Well, it's sort of look, it's gonna be.
I didn't have cable TV as a kid because I was pretty poor, so it's actually really offensive.
Look, it's gonna be
it to me like this. So, actually,
I'm just gonna very quickly just give you a very brief.
Give me a glimpse, yeah.
Very brief glimpse of what this looks like.
While you're organizing that, why do you keep replacing the? Oh, dearie me.
Yeah, so see what she's sort of doing.
Goodness gracious.
What Helga has been doing is she's secretly
building
been
a shrine,
collecting bits and bobs of gum that Arnold has chewed.
The hay from Hey Arnold's,
yeah, and she's sort of been very low key creating this shrine of him in her cupboard. So, and again, even if he's doing that, there's nothing really like.
It's not good. There's no I don't think there's an outcome of this way. Like there's no explanation where you go, oh, that makes sense. Our relationship's fine. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. I think you just gotta leave.
I mean, what's the least? I
don't know what else you do.
The least sinister thing for this is, he's been colorblind his entire life. And he's been bluffing his way through life up until this point. And this is like the one thing that's going to oust him because he's, I don't know, really self-conscious about it for some reason. And he didn't want anyone to know.
I have an experiment you could do. What if you start replacing his toothbrushes with pink toothbrushes? And then just go like, that was always the color it was. Really you know what I mean? Really reverse the polarity of it. See what happens.
Hit him with the reverse card.
Yeah. Just do the same thing, but to him. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Honestly, and the only reason that I'm upset by that answer is because that is the only response to this.
It's the only thing you can do. And it's like when a conspiracy theorist is like, oh, you bloody think we landed on the moon? And you go, mate, you think the moon's real? Like, you got to out crazy to crazy.
Exactly. And this is kind of like when you're, again, this is why I'm upset with that answer, because when you're watching, say, a video on TikTok or whatever, and, it's going through, it's a part 1, and it gets to the end, and they leave you on a cliffhanger, and you really want to know what happens next, and then you go to their account, and you realize, there's no part 2 posted. So
happens to me all the time when I'm on TikTok.
Mate, all the time. So
constant TikTok
why I'm upset about that is, well, one, it's the perfect answer. It's literally the only way to respond to this. But the reason that it's upsetting is because now we don't have right now an update of her having done it and what that outcome was.
What happened? What was the explanation? This is one of those ones where, like, I genuinely want to know what the fuck is happening. But James, some mysteries can never be solved. Much like the mystery of this show's runtime and the fact that this episode is ending. That's sort of related ideas in that.
Do you think he's sort of building some kind of, witchy sort of, like a curse? When you make a curse and then you sort of like leave it, maybe you like put it under someone's house, but it's got like bits of things from. No, you're not too into.
You a witch?
Am I?
Witch?
I've heard of witches, but
he's doing the aloof thing again. Yeah, right. Okay, interesting.
Am I
just think that if you have to ask that question, that's just sort of the response of someone who is a witch.
Don't think that I've ever really done anything witchy if I think about it. So maybe you're a witch. So how do you like that?
Really turn it back on me, huh?
Well, I learned this really good tactic recently where you just sort of hit him with the reverse card.
Shit, I did myself in.
The weekly takeaway from this podcast, thank you so much for coming and listening, but the weekly takeaway is to really just employ what David said. No matter what instance you get into this week, someone's, fucking, I don't know.
Oh, mate. Telling you, giving you the business.
Someone's ruffling your feathers. Someone's
rubbing you the wrong way.
Cutting your grass. They're
chewing the fat.
Chewing it.
Eating the scenery.
Chewing it up,
Oh.
Flip it back. We're so good with these things off the cuff as well, by the way.
So good at snappy. Taking the takeaways. Oh, it's so smooth.
But really, yeah.
Well,
look, because we can do cut, and then I'll start again.
Cut. Edit that. Live. Go.
James, hey guys, welcome to the advisory.
What's the takeaway? No,
I went back too far.
That's not it.
Okay.
You went too far. James, I'll set you up. Okay, you ready? We'll cut again.
Okay.
All right, you ready? All right. James, how would you say the takeaway of today, this episode is? How would you say that? If you had to say that.
Like editor's note? Did you want to run that one back, or you sort of want to?
Yeah, I might just hit that one more time.
Yeah.
Okay, if we can. Okay, we'll cut, and then James, if you had to tell me about this episode today of the advisory podcast.
That's my signal to the editor.
I got in my own head. I got in my own head.
Yeah.
That was my bad.
You run it again.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll act like you. I'll come in with a lot. Great one, David.
James, I'm so glad you said that, James. What would you say is the takeaway of I advise this episode?
David, I'm so glad you asked. What I would say is the takeaway from this episode is that avocado isn't as bad as we maybe thought it was. Sport jackets make you look like a cunt, and the main takeaway is, if anyone fucking gives you any type of guff this week, just flip it back on them. Hit them with the reverse card. Do the same shit back to them. Exactly. And then let us know how it goes.
Yeah, I was going to say, give us a status update.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching or listening to The Advisory. The most chaotic energy that we've ever brought to this particular podcast. Let me see that end screen, James, because I need to give them the social media deets.
Well,
is what I need to do.
I just want to say that if this was your first episode, just know I'm sorry. He's not sorry at all.
I'm not sorry. What would I be sorry about?
I'm deeply apologetic, right?
What's to be sorry about?
All of it. And so...
What do you mean? There was some fun goofs and gaffs.
Definitely. All I would say is that come back for another one. Give it 4. You know what I mean? This one
We're
guy
like
once,
a Netflix TV show.
Yeah, he said that the only way you can really judge a TV show is you have to give it at least 4 episodes. And I would ask that you do the exact same thing for our podcast.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching or listening. If you did watch or listen, we appreciate you watching or listening to this podcast over all of the other podcasts on the internet. If you would like to get updates on what we do, you can follow us on Twitter at The Advisory Pod. You can follow us on Instagram at The Advisory Podcast and on Facebook at Advisory Podcast. At some point, we will unify those so it's less of a horrific mess. This show is, it's a two-man job, James. I've always said that about this show. It's a two-man job. If you do like it, consider sending it to a friend you think might enjoy it, or a friend that you have beef with and you want to upset. That's also a good option that you have in your back pocket. Yeah.
It's very good.
If you did enjoy this, please consider leaving us a rating on your podcast platform of choice. 5 stars only. If you give us anything less, we will come and find you and harass you on social media until you give us 5 stars. That's how vindictive and petty we are. Otherwise, if you really enjoy what we do, the best way to support us is... Sorry, we're back. Yeah, what's up?
Just had to give the legal
disclaimer. Yeah, there was a little legal disclaimer. Otherwise, if you were like, man, I really like the kind of content you guys do, maybe, you can go to youtube.com, window, close your laptop, and maybe consider like going for a walk outside. I think that a lot of the time people don't do that enough. So yeah, just really enjoy life and make sure that, every few nights a week you kind of get out there and you reconcile your place in nature and reality. You can do that if you like our show.
And because this is a 2-man podcast, I would just like to say, so I'd like to give you both sides of the coin. So he says, shut the computer down and get out there. I say, keep it up and stay in. And also
say double down.
And it was very funny that while David was sort of giving his outro there, he was sort of cutting in and out, and I was having a very good chuckle about that one. But what I like that said, what I like that you said was, thank you for listening to like this podcast over all of the other podcasts. And I just wanted to tack onto that energy and just say, and don't listen to any of the other ones. You get one.
You get one. Well, you know what, James? The reason I'm cutting in and out is because it's raining in Brisbane, and that apparently destroys our internet architecture. So,
they didn't. Idiots. They didn't consider.
Because it's all still fucking copper.
Yeah, they forgot to consider that the weather might slightly change and disrupt the entire telecommunications infrastructure.
Look,
another thing,
we got to get out of here.
I know, but just quickly to throw in there, because you said all of those great things about the social medias to go to.
You keep doing this to my outros where I sort of nail it and then you kind of come over the top and you beef it.
I know, and I'm so not sorry about it. Let's be honest.
Okay, that's not the word for you.
Chuck a follow on the Twitch, so you can be notified when we go live. You'll get a notification in your email inbox every single time we go live. And
which we do every Thursday at 6 p.m. ish AEST, depending on technical setup and whatnot.
We'll get better at that.
We'll get better at it. We'll put it in the scheduling thing on Twitch so you can see it in the calendar there. We're just trying to still work out the kinks of it here. We definitely do that.
And let's get Facebook out of here, shall we? What are we doing still on Facebook? This boomer fucking podcast.
Boomer shit. Facebook, more like old book.
No,
I didn't have anything.
You got it. Because this is what we're going out on now. Not Facebook, but
okay. Not Facebook. More like these nuts book. Yeah, got him. Oh, we're back. We have to go. Yeah, what's up?
Thank you for coming by. I won't be back next week.
This feels like an intervention. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 You can't see, but I'm waving.
Goodbye. I'm not waving. Goodbye.
He's not.